All right, so a bunch of you are out for the AP Lang yesterday. So, just to do a quick recap of that, what people missed, so hopefully some of this is logical. Please see, you're already standing. Bella and Frey, can you stand up here also? And you, sir, come on up. So, stand in a line. If we were to take a picture of these people, does it matter that Frey is here versus somewhere else? Does the order of them standing matter in a picture? No. Oh, TikTok people and Instagram people, the number of you that like fuss over the exact placement of everything in your selfies, really it doesn't matter? Because if Frey is here all the way on the left and Lucy won some big prize because of she, like later in life, she's like all famous, she gonna get airbrushed out, and he's gonna be like, and you're gonna get airbrushed out too. He's gonna be like, I knew her when. If you're on the end, you could be wiped out, right? So seriously, the order doesn't matter. Tell you what, I'm the short person. I'm always the stupid lapdog in the front, like, oh, you're short. You sit like that, like this. I hate that. You're clearly not short, so you don't know. Wes, you wouldn't relate. It's irritating. But, so how many ways could we line these guys up? I could, so like, I mean, so it goes. Aw, spells flab. So, and now rearrange in a different order. Okay, so.
Be 16.
So, like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of ways. Is there a way that we could more methodically figure out how many ways we could rearrange these?
4 times 3 times 2 times 1.
Okay, so there were 4 different people that could have been placed in the first spot. We pick Lucy's in the first spot. So now she's out, she's chosen, and we have 3 people left to be in the next space. We've chosen Frey, so she can now go away. And now we have 2 people left to place, and once you go away, there's 1 person left to put in the last spot. What is that called? The
Factorial.
And how do we write that?
With an exclamation.
It's not a really exciting number. It's called factorial. And that means multiply number down until you get to 1. Anyone in stats in here? Honor stats, AP stats, Edu stats? No? Okay. Then here's the worthwhile question. 0 factorial. What's that going to be? 1. What doesn't exist? Okay, I hear doesn't exist. 1, 0. Any other guesses? One of those is right. Okay. So here's let's see, I'm being recorded. I'll try to choose a more appropriate analogy. Okay. Here are your dinner options. You may have dog poo on toast, fried dog poo, or dog poo stew. What do you want for dinner?
Dog poo stew.
See, the answer is, I would rather not have any dog poo at all.
Okay.
The correct answer, they always get this one wrong. Like, some years I'm like, oh, you're getting executed. Do you want to die this way, that way, or the other way? And they're like, oh, poisoning sounds okay. I'm like, no, the answer is, I'd rather just not have that happen.
Okay.
So, no dog poo anything. There is one way to say, thanks, I'm on a diet. Not, So 0 factorial is 1. No dog poo.
Okay.
Oh my God, you guys crack me up sometimes. Okay, so that's 0 factorial. Let's see, one more. Trey, Henry.
Just a district assessment and a good test.
No, this is the worksheet that people had yesterday. So, and yeah, those that didn't get one yesterday. So Lucy, can you take one and give one to everybody else? All right. So what I need to get you guys through is understanding counting principle, which was technically introduced to you way back when in elementary school. Yep. And what a permutation is versus a combination. And for seniors, your last day is next Friday, so we need to get retakes in for you. There is one quiz that can be retaken. Oh,
We just need one more.
okay. Can you just share it? Right. For you to be all broken up about it. I can see this. Yeah. Okay. So seniors, if you choose to do that retake, you need to turn in corrections, but that retake for seniors is Tuesday. Everyone else, we're gonna wait to the end of the quarter. Big empty space. Like, this is the kind of thing they should have shown you in some previous class. Either math investigations, algebra 1, algebra 2, probably, and maybe even geometry. So like, basketball team, they had their home colors, their away colors, and then white. And then they have shorts, the white or the blue, and then they have shoes that are white or black. So how many different like uniforms can they have if these are our choices? Just 3? What
You mean the combinations of?
Yeah.
Whatever 3 times 2 times 2 is.
Whatever 3 times 2 times 2 is, cause you gotta wear one of the shirts. So there's 3 options for the shirts. And completely independent of that, you gotta wear some shorts too, because otherwise it's a little indecent. There were 2 different options to put on, and then you're not gonna play barefoot. So 2 different kinds of shoes that you could have chosen from. So, in probability, when an event is independent, and it's like, what are the chances that this happens and that happens? You multiply. So there's 12 different outfits. Don't really wanna do this, but, all right. Sometimes they ask you to present these as a tree diagram. Does this word mean anything to you guys? No? Well, so the first one is, you had to choose one of those. Okay, there are your 3 choices. Once you've made that choice, these are your next choices. You can pick the white jersey and the white shorts, or the blue jersey and the white shorts, or the black jersey and the white shorts. So off of each branch, 2 more branches happened, which is why it's 3 times 2, because there's 2 branches that came off of each of those 3. Then last, the shoes, white or black. And if you go through each leaf, each branch all the way through, is one of the outfits. White jersey, white shorts, white shoes. White jersey, white shorts, black shoes. So counting the number of leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There were 12 different outfits, and a tree diagram can like spell them all out. Seriously, you've never done a tree diagram in any math class in what you have. Which math class?
I think last year,
Algebra 2? Maybe. You should have seen it more than once, but it should have been at least last year. Okay, so there's that. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, thanks. Okay, all right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I don't wanna do this. Okay. So this one may or may not be a permutation. You wanna make a sandwich and you gotta have a bread, a main piece, and either cheese or not cheese. So how many sandwiches, Adele, how many sandwiches could we make with these options? So many. So,
18.
so how many options do we have to squish the stuff together? How many kinds of bread do we have? Three kinds of bread. And independent of choosing the bread, how many things, like, main things can we put inside? How many, like, meats or vegetables that can be made to taste like meat?
There's like 3 types of meat.
Well, there's 3 kinds of meat, but if you're like my daughter, you're a vegetarian, and your only option is always the salad or the mushroom. So there's 4 things that you could have, like, smacked in there. And then, oh, maybe you want cheese. Or maybe you're like the student in my last class that said, "No, I'm lactose intolerant, I don't want any cheese." Oh, so that shouldn't be a 2, right? It should be a 3, because I could have chosen the cheddar cheese or the provolone cheese, or be like, I don't do cheese, man. So that's 36 options? Yeah? Sort of get the idea? Okay. What, Wes? Good times, woo! All right. Okay. Yeah. So yesterday, the sub was supposed to go through, like, thinking about how to do these things. You did, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Lucia and Sophia, can you come sit with Ignacia, and Wes, can you sit up with the group in front of you, and Anya, can you come up with your group? Just to sit with the other two, so that you're not alone. So I want you guys to think about these, and on the whiteboards, that there should be one in each group. They might be on the floor at this point, but padlock with 4 digits. How many different combinations can be on there? And this is no joke. A friend gave me a bike. It's a really nice bike. It's got a padlock on it, and I don't want to touch the lock. So if I am to try every possible combination, how many numbers am I going to have to try?
10,000.
How do you get 10,000?
10 times 10 times 10 times 10.
There could be 10 different numbers on the first one. I thought 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 9 numbers.
No, because there's the 0.
Oh, no, because there's a 0. Like, duh, there's a 0, Ms. Pascal. Okay. Third period, they're like, they didn't like 0. They were like, get rid of 0. So 10 different options, and the numbers can repeat. I will have to try 10,000 different numbers. I'm assuming that the 000s are out, so I'm really gonna do this. I'm gonna start at 1,000 and go from there. If I'm done by June, I'll let you know. Okay, and baseball player free throws. Think about it. Baseball. Go me. Touchdown. That's been a long day. Okay. Yay, AP season. Okay, basketball player, free throws. How many different, like, if he misses all 5, misses the first 4 and makes the last one. How many different ways could he have thrown? 25? How do we get 25? 5 squared?
Like 5 times 5.
How many different outcomes are in each of that? 2. So is it 5 times, like, here, we had 10 numbers go in.
32.
Here I have 5 events, so I draw 6 lines. I need to go home. I need to go home. 5 events. And how many outcomes in each event?
2.
He makes the shot, he misses the shot. So there's 2 different ways this could have happened. Makes the first one, misses the first one. Makes the second one, misses the second one. Yeah?
Wait, why is there only 2?
He makes the shot, he misses the shot. It's the only way it goes. There's no, like, it's
Oh.
gonna balance on the rim and go, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
And not that any of you ever do this, But I had a student that was so bored, she was homesick, and they were doing a Kahoot in the class. She couldn't see the questions, but she was answering. She was doing pretty well. She's like, yeah. So if you had a 5-question multiple choice test, and I didn't let you read the question, just gave you 4 options, how many different ways could you answer those?
1,024.
How are you getting 1,024?
4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4.
So if you were completely guessing, you have a 1 in 1,024 chance of getting that quiz right. Please read the questions, make an educated guess. But does this making any sense? And is it at all familiar? I swear, I mean, really, were you the only one that's like, you didn't know? Is it familiar? No. me
It
neither.
seems like relatively similar, but I like can't really recall anything.
Wes?
Isn't it just like 1 in 4 or 5 times though? Like, why isn't?
So, if the answers were all A, how many ways could you have actually answered it? I am not gonna list out all of them. But, like, you can methodically go through and be like binary and have these change. Like, there's 1,024 different ways I could have answered the test. All D, all C, all B, all A. That's 5 choices. And then going through each one, there's lots. 4 different letters could have gone here in the first place. Yeah? Okay. Okay. You guys, on your little whiteboards, come up with how many ways, you can use a little traffic calculator or whatever, your real calculator. How many ways can we do these Texas license plates if we're allowed to repeat things, if we're not allowed to repeat
Wait,
things?
what?
do we get?
I already did this yesterday.
I don't know. Half of people like some.
Wait, what if it's 3 times 3 times 3?
I'll do that. I can figure it out.
Wait.
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah,
it's right.
Letters of the alphabet.
Oh, okay, wait, that makes sense. So would it be 25? Pretty close. I mean, if you round up, like 25.9. Basically the same thing.
So.
Okay, wait. So what would you?
Well, there's 6 characters. 3 of them are alphabet, 3 of them are numbers. So you use 26 times 26
Oh, wait, that makes sense.
times 10 times 10.
Wait, let me get a better word.
And then, something like 17, I think, I can't remember.
How many letters in the English language?
26.
How many letters in on the heart?
10.
Like hundreds.
Any of you know? Any of you know Cyrillic or any, like Russian?
25.
Like how many characters? Like Chinese, I think there's like 80,000.
Yeah, there's a ton.
So, alright, I have friends that teach stats in college and they need to define alphabet, they need to define coin, that there are 2 sides and we call them heads and tails and no, it's not allowed to land on the edge. So, when I say there's letters, the American alphabet, 26 letters. Like Italian, 24. They don't like Y and they don't like J. They have adopted American words with them in there, but they're then Russian, there's R's that are backwards, N's that are upside down. Anyway, So American, 26 letters. So what did you guys, Santi, how do we do this first one? What did you guys say?
26
So if you're allowed to repeat, you can have AAA 000, AAA 111. Right, how's it gonna change down here if you're not allowed to repeat the letter and you're not allowed to repeat the number? How many different letters could have gone in this first one? I gotta pick one letter out of how many? And now I've picked F. How many letters are left if I cannot repeat? And now I've picked R.
10, 9, and 8.
And they're all multiplied together, all right? So this is still, just counting principle. So this kind of makes sense. Have any of you ever heard of a thing called synesthesia? What is it?
Like you see, when you feel the senses are not, are like colors. Like you feel red and you feel fire.
Have you read like Mango Shaped Space? With Mango is a cat and so synesthesia, sounds can have colors and shapes. And I had a student that had synesthesia and numbers had colors and flavors and smells. And I was like, what does pie taste like? And she was like, oh, kind of chalky. Like literally some questions were distasteful to her. She's like, I can't do that. But like the one was white, the 3 tasted like cherries. It was weird. So I have a friend that would not move into a particular apartment because, well, you see, it's gotta be odd numbers, can't end in an even unless it's a 0, but then it needs to be near a 3. And like, I used to write problems and be like, so Tracy, what are your weird conditions today? And she had all these reasons why numbers weren't allowed to be next to each other. Beware, it's coming up on your next quiz. Anyway, so there are weird conditions. So, let's just do the phone number one. Can you guys figure this stuff out? How many phone numbers can you make it? 10-digit phone numbers. The first number can't be 0, only even digits. Ooh. Is 0 even or odd, or is it neither of those? Okay, so what is the definition of even? Is I can split it equally in 2. Have absolutely nothing. There you go. I shared it with both of you. You have the same amount? You still have like jack diddly nothing, but I was able to disperse it equally. 0 is even, okay? Just letting you know. So, on the whiteboard, write down at least the math that you're doing to get these numbers.
Wait, 9 times 10.
Because the first digit can't be 0.
Wait, that makes so much sense. Wait, how many digits of 10 would there be?
9. And there's 4.
Wait, you were talking about something.
We did like this.
How many people were not here yesterday? The AP rating.
It's like
I feel like there's a lot of.
yeah,
Is that the right amount?
What about like your junior?
The fourth period asks, where do you put the commas? Where do we put it?
Oh. Yeah, that's a lot.
American style anyway, we put commas for every 3 numbers, starting from the far right. So, thousands, 100,000, or 100,000s and then millions.
So,
9 million did different phone numbers?
9 billion.
That's billion.
Sorry, it's billion. And the work these guys have written is 1, 2, 3. So the only restriction, can't have 0 as the first number, but everybody else is 10. Alan, the second one, what are the restrictions?
It can only be like even numbers, so.
How many even numbers are there?
5.
So it's 5,
Because it can only be 0.
10 times. Yep. Wes, how does this create a restriction? Phone number is a multiple of 10. What happens with every number if it is a multiple of 10?
There's gonna be like 10 numbers, right?
Is 20 a multiple of 10?
Yeah.
Is 35 a multiple of 10? Is 10 divided by 30 even? No. So what's the, okay, is 120 a multiple of 10? Is 1,120 a multiple of 10? Is 1,121 a multiple of 10? So what's the
0 at
condition?
the end.
A 0 at the end. So I can have 10 numbers in any of these places.
That's what I said. I didn't just mess up like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then how many different numbers could go in the very last spot? Just one. So my concern is people are like, oh, there's gotta be a 0 in the last spot. And you put the 0 there and then you multiply everything by 0 and you're like, there's no ways to make this phone number. But there is. How are we gonna do the last one? You've got to choose a 4, you've got to choose the 1, you've got to choose the 2. There was only one number that was allowed to go there. And then 10 numbers, 10 numbers, 10 numbers. So 10 to the 7. Yeah? Okay, yeah?
On a quiz, if there's, it's just repeating, can we just put the
Oh,
power
yeah.
or whatever?
Oh, wait, wait. Wes, what do I? Okay. So,
I think there's only one option. It's the,
sorry,
can you explain the multiple?
explain which one?
The third one, like the C, multiple of 10. Like, is there one, so there's just one number and then that will be
We're talking about part C.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 10 to the 9th times 1, because there were 10 numbers of the phone number that could be anything. We just wanted it to be divisible by 10, so the very last number of the phone number had to be a 0. So this is, there was one option, not the number 1, but there was only one option you could choose. Okay. So back to the photos thing. We want to do a photo shoot and order matters. And if you're the kid on the end, you're going to get airbrushed out, you're going to become one of the shrubbery. How many ways can we order these 9 kids? 9 factorial. Okay, you guys take out your calculator and try and type that in.
91,
It's a lot of photo food.
So, try 9 factorial, depending on what you have. None of you have a calculator? Yeah.
362,000.
You did it already, what'd you get? 36280. 362 880.
You just got
Yeah, 362,880.
Add 362,880.
Okay. And that is 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay. Yes. But then, here's another thing. realize most of you do not do horse racing and things, but the Preakness is this coming up. Kentucky Derby already happened, the Belmont is also around the corner. These are horse races that make the Triple Crown. It's a big deal to some people. So if I have 9 horses, I only wanna know how many ways they can come in first through third. And in horse terms, that's win, place, and show. How many ways can they come in first, second, and third? I don't care what horse comes in butt last. I just wanna know the top three. Kind of like, if I wanna make every possible bet, make sure I win. How many ways can those 9 horses come in first and third?
Would it be 504?
How do you get 504?
It would be 9 times 8 times 7.
9 horses could come in first, West wins. There's 8 horses to come in second, somebody comes in second. And the other little horses running their little hearts off, and then Eden comes in third. Okay, yeah. On your calculator, there's this NPR key. That's out of the 9 horses, I want to place 3 of them. And the formula for it, which we will give you a calculator, is that. And all that means 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'd never actually do all that, but 9 minus 3 is 6, 5, and then that factorial. Those guys cancel. So we get exactly what Bella said, 9 times 8 times 7. Okay? All right. This thing is called permutation, placement, order matters. There's a title to it. Your president, your vice president. It matters which title you have. And just to officially show you, there's the formula, yay. I don't wanna do that. Okay. We have 16 actors that are trying out to be cast for the 7 dwarfs. Is that a permutation? Does it matter who gets what title?
Yes.
I mean, everybody wants to be dopey, nobody wants to be bashful. So, how many ways could we choose those? Like, how would we do this? It's not 16 exclamation point. That's, how many ways can we order all 16 of them? How many do I wanna pick or place? 7. 16 place 7. So it's not really first, second, third, it's your doc, your dopey, sorry, your sneezy, your squeezy, your, can you guys name all 7?
I couldn't name one.
I think we had to for psychology.
Right? And the one that's always forgotten?
Bash.
Bashful.
Bashful's the hardest.
Sneezy.
Just a weird
Sneezy.
name. Like
Sneezy.
bashful is.
Watching the
How do I
recording.
even?
Yes, Snoopy is.
I know sneezy.
You guys haven't said grumpy yet.
Grumpy.
Who's the happy? Oh, I say who's the happy
Oh, yeah,
one?
dog.
Is it
Happy.
Sleepy? Sleepy.
Forgot sleeping.
Wait, so 1,
Oh,
2, 3,
Sleepy
4,
the one
5,
that-
6,
Yes,
7.
but that might be Jopi. Which one's?
That is you have 7?
I'm laughing at you.
You know, on the
Who's
far right,
Doc?
far right.
Who's Doc?
Far left.
Yeah.
There's Doc. Doc is one of the,
Yeah,
What?
Doc.
Is Doc the one with the
Glasses
glasses?
on.
oh, yeah, Doc is the one with the glasses. Here's Grumpy, Dopey,
I feel like I just learned like a new character. What?
Self-explain.
and then
Which one's bashful?
This one's probably bashful.
Yeah.
Oh.
One's like-
Grumpy's all the way on the left, I
Yeah, they
think.
stand for the same thing.
Which one's happy?
Grumpy's the one, that's not one of them.
Happy's probably the
The
yellow.
pink one
Bro,
kind
that is
of.
one of my boys.
Now the pink one's dopey.
Really?
The pink one's dopey.
No, it's bashful.
It literally says happy on the board.
Wait,
All right.
it does say happy, yeah, you're right. Right, there's happy.
Sleazy, cheesy, sneezy, I don't know.
Happy's the yellow one.
Okay,
It's a bashful, it's a.
Like the 6, 7.
alright, here's the next thing. How many people do we have here? We had 3, 6, 9,
I can't.
Okay.
So if we have 20 kids in the room, and we are electing someone, president and vice president, to represent us in the SGA, how many ways can we choose? First of all, does the order matter?
Yeah.
Yes, because if we pick Eden as president and Adele as vice president, it's different than if Adele is president and Eden is vice president. So, that's 20 times 19, different ways to choose that. However, now, on a committee, we're gonna pick 2 people to represent our voices down at the main office. We want 2 people, doesn't matter which 2, but we want 2 people to go down and like represent C114 pre-Cal 7 period. Does it matter that I picked Adele first and then Eden? No, because they both have an equal voice. How's that gonna change things? Yeah.
Can you have 17 because Adele and the other one was already president, vice president?
Okay, so, this one, there was a P for placement. This one, on your calculator, those of you who have one, there's a C. C, that's, technically stands for combination. It's a collection, it's a committee. I'm trying to think of any letter C that means for a group.
Congregation.
Congregation. It's a little churchy. I don't know that I'm allowed to write that down, but yes, congregation. So, on the calculator, those of you who have one, what is 20C2? 190. So what that is 20 factorial over 2 factorial over 20 minus 2 factorial. Because there are repeats in there. All right, to show you. I have 5 pencils. And they all write a little bit differently. How many ways can I choose one pencil from this group? 5. Of the 5 pencils, choosing one, I have 5 different ways. Of the 5 pencils, how many ways can I choose 4? Well, I could choose everything but this green one. I could choose everything but this yellow one with no eraser. Or I could choose everyone but this yellow one with an eraser. Also 5. Okay, so picking 4 is the same as leaving 1 behind. So the formula that I just wrote up there. Here's the formula, which we will give you formulas. You need to know how to use them. So let's see, this one would have been 5 factorial over 1 factorial and 5 minus 1 factorial, which is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Those cancel. This guy would have been 5 factorial over 4 factorial times 5 minus 4 factorial. Same deal, right? They will both be 5s? Yeah, okay, okay. So now let's just see if we can tell what's the difference between something that's a permutation, where the order matters, it's an arrangement, it's titled roles, versus combination. We are all, let's see, you are all potatoes, all of you, potatoes. We're making potato salad and we need to choose 10 of the potatoes to go into the pot. Is that a combination or a permutation? Combination, doesn't matter if you're the first potato or the last potato, are you going in the pot or not? So that's a combination. There's 6 friends getting on an amusement park ride, it only holds 4 people.
Permutation.
So how many groups can get on the ride and go on the ride? Is that a permutation or a combination? So, combination. It just matters, are you getting to go on the ride or are you stuck on the platform? Are the 4 of you on or 2 of you off? That one's a combination. Now if it mattered, like, if you're on that roller coaster, the line for the very front car is always long. Like, if you got to choose what seat once you were in, then it would be a permutation on top. Okay, what?
I should have write it down.
Okay. We are casting parts for the Anastasia play. How many ways can we choose the 3 lead roles? Is that combination or permutation?
Permutation.
Permutation, because there's titles. We are choosing a committee to help the student government decide how to implement the new rules that MCPS is coming out with about cell phone policies. Combination.
And what was that?
What?
New policy?
They are changing it, so it's supposed to be, you are not on your phone in class ever. And high schoolers are allowed to have them between class and at lunch. Middle school and elementary school, when you come in the morning, it's supposed to be locked up in your bag the whole time until you leave school.
Do you think this is gonna work?
No.
Haven't they done stuff in the past like that?
Yeah, they've like tried that.
What's the difference
So-
between the rules now?
In courses, I don't know. But guys, there is homework on Delta Math to try these. Give it a go.